Ladies, what if I told you that the secret to capturing a man's deepest desire isn't about having a perfect height, striking eyes, glowing skin, or a flawless face? Sure, those things might grab his attention for a moment, but what keeps him thinking about you, longing for you, and wanting you by his side are entirely different qualities that have nothing to do with appearance. In this video, I am going to reveal 9 rules successful women apply that all men crave. These 9 rules unlock that secret, showing you exactly what it takes to become unforgettable in a man's eye. Trust me, you don't have to look like Instagram models to apply these rules. Let's begin. Number 9. Ability to control your temper. Now let me ask you a question. How good are you at controlling your temper? If you are good at keeping yourself calm and cool in all situations, then you have the ability that men deeply desire. But if you lose yourself over small things, well then it might be time to focus on this aspect. Let me give you an example to understand it. You're arguing over something small like who forgot to lock the door, and you're annoyed so you snap. He gets defensive and suddenly it's a whole thing. He shuts down, you feel worse, and now both of you are stuck in this weird vibe. Sounds familiar? What didn't exist moments ago now became a big argument just because you couldn't control your anger, where it wasn't even needed. During the arguments, you guys said things to each other that you wouldn't even imagine saying, all because of that small matter like forgetting to close the door. The aftermath of all that impulsive act is only regret. You see, guys don't just hear your words, they can literally feel the tension in the room. An explosive temper can be really devastating for them, and it can really break their hearts. On the other hand, if you keep yourself cool and calm, even the bigger matters, like if he loses his job, well, you don't get mad. Instead, you give him comfort and encourage him to find another. That's the kind of quality men deeply desire in any woman. They want a partner who can handle not only herself, but also him when he needs help. Honestly, nothing earns respect faster than someone who can stay chill under pressure. Now, what if you are not good at controlling your temper? No worries. Here are some tips that can change your entire behavior, but it might need some practicing. Whenever you feel like a lava is about to explode inside you, the first thing to do is pause yourself. Hold in all the thoughts that are bubbling inside your mind for a moment and take a deep breath. Try to focus on the real problem instead of talking about a mistake he made weeks ago. And try to calm yourself as much as possible by asking yourself this: is it worth hurting my relationship? Number 8. Authenticity. What if there was one thing that could make any man fall in love with you? Well, there is. Any real man, at least. No hiding stuff, no filters, and complete transparency. A lot of women think sharing stuff about them is not a good idea because a man might judge them based on that. But that's not true. Men don't judge you by stories. They judge you by how real those stories are. Understand it like this. Imagine this, you're dating someone new and the topic of exes comes up. Now instead of being upfront, you try to dodge it or give half-truths, thinking that it's no big deal. Now at first he might not notice, but over time little gaps in your story start to show, and suddenly, well, he's questioning if you're hiding something. It's not about the past itself, it's about trust. Men respect honesty, and when they feel like you're being real, it builds a stronger bond. If you would have told him about your past in the very beginning, well, he would have respected you more for being real. If you would have said something like, yeah, I've been through some stuff, but it made me who I am. It shows maturity and confidence. It's also a clear signal that you want to be transparent with him for a real relationship. In a world full of fakeness, finding a woman who is genuine and authentic with her words, well, that's very rare. That's why every day, every man deeply desires a woman who shows these qualities. Now, if you want to know the most effective way to stay real with him, follow these tips. Try not to lie or hide anything from him, especially your past life or your past relationships. Make that thing very clear in the very beginning. Instead of avoiding these topics, approach and face them with honesty. This will help you in the long run. Number 7. Little girl energy. Have you ever seen someone who is always very playful, happy, and energetic like little girls? Well, isn't that the case that those people just always steal the show? That little girl's energy is also extremely attractive in relationships. Some may see it as childish, but it's the pure, playful vibe that can steal any man's heart. Imagine you are with your man at a gathering and you see a bunch of children playing in the yard. Now, sitting beside your man and watching them is a good idea, but what's an even better idea? Well, that's jumping right in, laughing, dodging, and having fun engaging with these kids. Your man watches you from there, and it puts a smile on his face. Now, let's talk about why this little girl energy is an attractive thing to men. You see, the girl's energy is very contagious. When you are happy and playful, you transfer those energetic, moody vibes to your man, ultimately making him feel better. He could be tired or stressed from work, but your playful vibes recharge him and he feels refreshed. Moreover, it shows him that you're comfortable being yourself, embracing the moment, and bringing positive energy wherever you go. And trust me, nothing draws a man in more than feeling like he can laugh and let loose with someone who's not afraid to have a little fun. Now, how can you be more playful? Well, first of all, don't force it or push yourself to try to impress someone. Stay real. Imagine he is not there with you and you just want to play with the kids. What would you do? You would do exactly the same thing. This way, he will be able to see the real you, and those natural, playful vibes are undeniably the most attractive things of any woman. Number 6. Not being too clingy. Ladies, many of you might want to spend most of your time with your boyfriend or your crush because you love him too much. But what if I tell you that's not a good idea and it may push him away from you? This may sound surprising, but let me uncover this with an example of why being a little clingy is bad for the relationship and giving him space he needs is incredibly attractive. Assume he has planned to hang out with his friends for one day. Firstly, don't easily let him go. Later, when he manages to go, you text him every 15 minutes and you spam his social media or keep calling him for no reason. Now, at first, this may hint at an expression of love, but over time, it will start to annoy him. He might stop picking up your calls or not responding to your text messages at all, and you certainly do not want this. What most ladies need to understand is that guys have needs that are beyond their relationship, just like women do. They prefer a life in which they can spend time with their family, hang out with their friends, and play games or sports, and even specify a time for self-improvement like spending time alone or performing meditation or exercise. As long as their needs are fulfilled, they stay happy and energetic with their partners too. But when their partner restricts them from doing all that and acts very clingy all the time, they get stressed out, which ultimately leads to problems. Ladies, the number one rule of any relationship is understanding your partner's needs, not just your own. The number 2 rule is compromising for his needs. Even if you want so badly to be with him, maybe letting him hang out with his friends is a good idea sometimes. If you want to go shopping, maybe waiting for an hour and letting him go to the gym is a good idea. If you want to watch a movie with him, maybe not disturbing his hobby and watching the movie alone is also a good idea. Just give him the space he needs and he will never ever think of moving away from you. Number 5. Being hilarious. What if I tell you that being funny bones is one of the most effective rules to attract your man? A great sense of humor can greatly shift the dynamic between two people, making you more approachable and fun. Laughing together is one of the simplest ways to connect, and it leaves a lasting impression. Think about it. Men love women who can make them smile without having to try too hard. Maybe you're sharing a random meme that perfectly describes your bad mood, like the one where someone says, "I'm not lazy, I'm in energy saving mode." Or you could joke about your cooking experiments by saying, "This wasn't supposed to be charcoal, but hey, it's still edible with the right amount of hot sauce." These moments show him that you don't take life too seriously and can find humor even in the most random of situations. When you can keep things light and playful, it breaks tension and makes you an easy, fun person to be around. Men feel more at ease when they can share laughter without judgment, and when they can joke, tease, and have fun with them, well, it makes them feel more connected. But what if you are not good at cracking jokes? Well, here's what you can do. Don't try to force the jokes and stay real. Everyone has a sense of humor and it can be different from others, but it appears only when you stay real and relaxed. Think about it. Are you not a funny person for your siblings? Don't you make them laugh? You just have to stay as real with your man as you do with your siblings. Trust me, the humor just comes from within. The right guy will be drawn to your authenticity and playful energy. Number 4. Smartness. Ladies, if you think men fall for dumb chicks, you are dead wrong. Well, maybe some guys of low intelligence do, but real men desire smartness in women. In fact, they crave that quality more than anything else. A woman who's always imagining stuff, asking questions, shares ideas, and disagrees with a lot of stuff is a lot more attractive than a woman who just agrees to everything to keep her man happy. Allow me to explain this with a quick scenario. Imagine you guys are having a conversation and the topic of space and the universe comes up. Your man believes life only exists on our planet because, well, there's no evidence to prove it otherwise. He is so passionate about the topic that picking the right words seems like a good idea. Now, many women might just agree with everything that he says to keep him happy. You, on the other hand, challenge his ideas by saying the vastness of the universe and the existence of life on our planets are proof that life exists outside. You challenge his ideas, you give him thoughtful evidence, and you share new ideas with him on every topic. Now, this kind of smartness is what every man deeply desires in their partner. It mentally engages them with their partner, which only strengthens the bond between the two. This kind of engagement is addictive and men long for it. Now, if you want to know how to be smart, remember this: smartness is not about having an IQ. It's also about knowing how to listen, learn, and adapt. Smartness is also about finding solutions to keep your man happy. It's also about confronting him with your words in stressful situations. It's also about helping him to make the right financial decisions. It's also about understanding his overall personality and helping him to improve more in every aspect. It's also about ignoring his flaws and focusing on his qualities. Number 3. Self-respect. What if the key to a healthy, lasting relationship came down to something simple but powerful, like having self-respect? Self-respect is one of the most attractive qualities a woman can have because it shows confidence, independence, and boundaries. When you respect yourself, you send a message that you expect others to treat you the same way. For example, you meet a man who is handsome and seems to be interested in you, but it turns out that he only contacts you at night or whenever he feels in the mood to talk with you. He just disappears for the rest of the time. A woman like you, who knows her worth, doesn't just let that happen for long. You don't let him treat you as an option and just walk away. Men like those women who don't chase men like that. They keep their boundaries, and everyone who wants to connect must not cross those boundaries. Men find this attractive because it shows that you have your own life and your own goals, and you aren't desperate for validation. Now, how can you practice self-respect effectively? Well, it starts with one idea. Don't let any man dictate your happiness. When you don't allow someone to treat you badly to dictate your thoughts, the right people will automatically attract you, and those people love you and keep your boundaries. They understand your values and your paths, and they never cross them if they are not needed there. Number 2. Making him feel he is the one. What if the secret to keeping a man deeply connected to you was as simple as making him feel like he's the one? Men crave that special sense of importance where they feel like they're not just a man in your life, but the man. When you make him feel like he's truly your partner, not just someone you're with, it deepens the bond and keeps him invested. But many of you may raise a question. What's the right way to make him feel special? Well, it's not like you have to do something extraordinary. All you have to do is what is expected from a partner. Like, if he feels doubtful about himself, tell him that you trust his opinions and decisions. If he feels hesitant to take a step, tell him you believe him and you can do it. It's not about grand gestures. It's about little things that we do every day, showing both physical and emotional affection in a passionate way that he feels special. Stay by his side in all situations and do everything you can for him. Most importantly, make him feel strong because it's wired in men that feeling strong gives them confidence. That's how you make a man feel like he is the one. Just remember these few tips when you make a man you love feel special. The key is to be authentic and intentional at the same time, but it must not look forced. For example, if he comes back from the office, greet him warmly with a smile and probably a warm hug. Listen carefully to everything he says and give him your full attention because, most important of all, men crave attention more than anything, whether they admit it or not. Number 1. Being confident in your appearance. Alright, ladies, the last and what I believe is the most important one is being confident in your appearance. What it means is that you don't have to be an out-of-the-world beauty to impress a man. You just need to be confident in your looks. Appearance matters, but honestly, confidence always beats physical beauty every time. Let's take an example of two women sitting in a park, and we'll understand it this way. One of them is pretty, but she is kind of insecure with her looks. While talking with her partner, she keeps checking her dress and her hair and just keeps focusing on her appearance. Her partner can sense it, and this can be an unattractive quality. Contrary to this, a woman who has done very light makeup isn't overly dressed with lots of fancy items, but she is laughing, smiling, relaxed, and fully present in the moment. Well, her focus is not on her looks, but on her partner and the moment she is in. Any man who wants a genuine connection will adore the second lady more. One thing to notice here is that it doesn't mean you don't just care about what you wear at all. Of course, men notice effort, but you must wear what fits well with your personality, and not something that's too much or just trendy. It's about wearing something that enhances your confidence in yourself. Doing light makeup is also okay, but remember, it's about magnifying your facial features, not masking them with makeup. Confidence is the key, and every man who shows real confidence is undoubtedly one of the most attractive ones for women, and for men out there as well. And with that, I have to end today's video. If you find the video informative, please give us a like and help us make more informational videos by subscribing to our channel and sharing your insights in the comments section.